So carrying on with the target training that we did last week, I've done a couple of sessions in between with her, and you'll see I've upgraded now. This is actually on a roller stick. Obviously you can buy telescopic targets and stuff like that, I think I said that last time, but let's try and use what we've got. So I'm sticking to the same bandage that I used last time. And what I'm going to start doing today, I'm going to quickly recap what I did with her, what I've been doing with her, and then we're going to start to add it into a little bit of a moving target, and obviously I can do some further away stuff as well. So I'm going to keep it close to start with. I'm not sure what's going on up there. Good girl. So just getting, good girl. They're being silly, aren't they? And touch, touch. Good girl. So obviously this is slightly new with it being on something different, but it does mean I can get a little bit of space between it and me. Good girl. Which means because sometimes they get a bit, they start looking for your hand rather than the target, I've found, if you're holding it all the time. So having a bit of a good length between you is really helpful. Good girl. Your lips are still crazy, aren't they? And touch. Touch. So I'm just going to start. I'm going to come in a slightly different direction and sort of put it somewhere else. And so she goes along. Good girl. Touch. And this is fine. Just kind of searching for the right place. I'm going to drop them all. See if she'll come down here and touch it. We did a little bit of last time. So that's her starting to kind of follow it. Good girl. In a sense of moving her head to her neck. So that's my hand. It's very slobbery. Touch. Good girl. On the other side. Touch. Good girl. See, I'm taking it away each time so she knows that I've done the thing, but she doesn't have to keep touching it. And as we go on, I'll add the duration in and ask her to touch it for longer. Touch. Good girl. This is a good start. So see, I can get a bit further away than obviously I would do with just my hand. You missed. Look, there's one left. There's another one. Good girl. And touch. Not the dog. Touch. No. Touch. Good girl. Oh, my microphone's falling off. Touch. Good girl. So when we start doing the moving target, it was slightly different because we want them to follow it, so they don't really get the chance to touch it. So some horses can get quite frustrated doing a moving target, so you have to make sure that you're still clicking and rewarding, but this time before they touch it. So for example, if we just do a little circle, if I go, good. So see, she didn't get to touch it, but because she followed it for a couple of strides, if you could see that. See if I can come around this way. So if I come on the other side of her again, I'll do that again, in case you didn't see it. So we're going to walk this way. Good. Because otherwise it's one of those things, it's a never-ending task, you never get to the bottom of it. Come back this way. Good girl. And like, she's kind of half following me, half following the target, but that's a good way to start. Even just touch, move in to touch it. It's my hand. Okay. And it could be that this is a bit too far away from her. Good girl. On the toes. Take another step forward. Good girl. So you can see she didn't have to touch it. No. work on those lips. But at the moment she's kind of just following me, which isn't the end of the world, admittedly, but good girl. I wanted to follow the target. And like I said in the last video, the reason I'm doing this is, you know, there's a few different uses for this, but I want to use it to teach her to lunge. I'll probably use it when we start doing trailer practice with her. Good girl. And so that's more that she's following the target than she's following me. I know, good girl. Good girl. Good. Very good. See if we can go the other way. You know, so you can just play around with this. You don't have to go miles and miles. Good girl. Good. Touch. Good girl. So I'm going to vary between a moving target and a touch. I'm going to try when I'm doing a moving target not to say touch because I don't want it to confuse her for later on. Good. Good girl. Wait. Fingies. Come on. Good girl. And for horses that are maybe a little bit on the lazier side, you know, whether that's under saddle as well, this can be really useful actually. With, you know, doing any target training, you know, stationary targets as well. Okay, go and touch. Touch. Good girl. To help kind of improve their forward goingness, I'm going to do a short walk round. I'm not sure how well you'll be able to see it on video, so it'll either be in there or you'll just get the end. I just have a short walk around to see how well we can follow the target rather than me. But you know, it's good girl. It's good practice to see where, you know, to try things that you might not be sure if you're quite ready for. But unless you give it a little go, you're not going to know. And if it doesn't go well and you're not ready for it, then you just go back a step. It doesn't matter. Good girl. I'm going to come back the way I went. Just come in. Away. No, away. Away. See if I can get it to do a bit of a circle around me. So let's go on. Yes, good girl. Good target. Okay, kind of. So I'm still going to reward. It was still a good go. My thingies. Good girl, Stroppy. Was that exciting? Good girl. Good. And you can see now it's kind of the penny's dropped, and I'm making sure to treat her often enough that she doesn't get frustrated. But she does like her food and she can be quite stroppy sometimes. Good. I know you're feeling a bit frisky, I don't want you... Good girl. No, wrong way. What are you doing? Oh, don't stand on top of me. Back on this side. Good girl. And see, the thing at the moment is she thinks she's got to touch it. And so it's trying to get her out of worrying about touching it so that she feels she has to chase it and that she can just follow it calmly. And that's the big challenge. Nova. And that's why, for her especially, it's important to treat a lot when she's just following. Good girl, like that. So she's quite far away, but we're staying at a nice rhythm. Good girl, you knocked my hat off. Walk on. Good girl. Good, that's better. So that she doesn't get upset and frustrated. Good girl. Good. And that she doesn't think that she has to touch it. Try one little trot in a minute. No, right away. Good, that's better. It's harder uphill, isn't it? It's harder up the hill. Careful. Back this way. Good girl. Good. It's here. It's in my hand. Got it? Good girl. Okay, we're going to have a little trot down here. Move your bum. Good girl. Whoops. Emergency stop. Good girl. That's a really good start. So you can see how once you get the shape sort of there, oh dear, and then following a bit more consistently, you can see how that can be quite useful for lunging horses that maybe don't lunge so well on the line. Don't have to go at the dog. Good girl. And especially for, you know, those ones, as I said, that could be a little bit lazier, whether that's in the groundwork or on the long rein, or in the saddle. Back. Oh, scrumpy. This can be really, really helpful, as well as being able to do your carrot stretches and stuff with it. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. The first time I've done a moving target. She gets a little bit overexcited, but say she's only young, and we're getting into the spring now, so she's feeling. Go back. Thank you. She's feeling a little bit better about herself, and you. And I think she's enjoying this sort of work. So I know it's coming. I'm gonna go on the floor. So yeah, hopefully in the next one we'll be up using the reverse round pen on the floor, and I'll be showing you how we can then move this onto that. So obviously I'll do a few sessions in between, and stop it, and we'll go from there.